Hey guys and welcome to my channel. Today we are doing, what if Eren married Mikasa? Dangerous time and date to fall in love with someone. It all starts out when Eren starts to question his feelings for his dear childhood friend Mikasa. What would happen to them if their love isn't strong enough for this cruel but beautiful world? This is a new Ermika love story, I hope you enjoy. With that out of the way, let's begin this what if. It has been the 16th time the Survey Corps went to fight against the Titans. And like always, part of the operation used Eren's Titan powers to wipe out any Titan easy to reach. He sometimes came back to form with a small fever or two. But this time he came back with a huge fever that he needed to be placed in the recovery room. Mikasa, being her worry, put herself in charge of helping Eren recover. "You should be more careful when you use your Titan powers," says Mikasa, looking straight at Eren. Eren tries to avoid her glare and says, I know you always tell me the worry, I always recover and dash." He was interrupted by Mikasa. "And what if you don't recover one day, then what am I supposed to do?" Her face turns from emotionless to worry. Doesn't like seeing her like this, so he takes her hand. Mikasa feels his warm hands and blushes so hard that she covers her face with her red scarf. "Look, don't worry, I will find a way for that to never happen," says Eren. Mikasa can't resist her hot blushing, so she quickly looks at the clock and says, I guess it is time to get lunch, be right back," says Mikasa, quickly letting go of Eren's hand and walking fast out the room. Well, that was weird, thought Eren as he watched the door close behind Mikasa. Why did she do that? Questioned Eren. Well, she did look adorable doing that though. Eren, wait. W thinking? Eren tried to forget what he thought, looked straight towards the clock. Mikasa lied. We still had 15 minutes left before my lunch. Why? Why did she lie then? Idiot. Idiot. I had the opportunity to tell Eren how I feel about him and I just left him. Thought Mikasa. He was right there. It felt like the right moment. And I just ugh. Mikasa, disappointed with her actions. Okay, I know what I should do once I come back with Eren's lunch and mine. I would con. Mikasa thought was interrupted by someone can name. Mikasa. Mikasa, screamed Jean, running after her, catching his breath. Oh, hey Jean? Are you okay? Asked Mikasa. Jean was holding his knees and trying to catch his breath. Yeah, I wanted to ask you something, Mikasa. I'm sure. What is, Jean? Questioned Mikasa. Would you want to go out with me on a date sometime? Asked Jean eagerly, be you blushing. I can't give you an answer right now. Mikasa was interrupted by Jean. Why? Why not? Questioned Jean. Mikasa was once interrupted again. It's okay, Mikasa, you can give me your answer anytime, but do you want to get lunch right now? Asked Jean. Lunch? Oh, lunch. Eren, thought Mikasa. Oh, sorry, can't right now, I have to get lunch for Eren, says Mikasa. Eren. Huh? You like him, don't you? Exclaims Jean. No. He's like family to me. Any to go, replies Mikasa, running past Jean to the dining hall. Whoa, that was too close. Thought Mikasa while running. Eren was laying down now, staring at the roof. Mikasa. The girl I saved up, and she saved me back. The girl with beautiful black hair and those beautiful eyes that you cannot comp. Is she just family to me? No, for some reason giving her the title family doesn't fit well with her. See, can this mean Mikasa means something more to me than just family? Eren thought as he looked over to the clock. I guess she is getting our lunch by now. Wow, she is really amazing. Always worrying about me even when it is really not needed. It's somewhat good. Eren then hears Jean walking past his room talking to Marco. I don't know Marco, but it seemed Mikasa loves Air. Jean voice got quieter as he was walking down the hall. Can this Mikasa loves me? Nah, this can't be. She never shows those kinds of feelings towards me. Maybe Jean is just teasing me. Love? That sent a warm feeling to Eren's stomach. Why is this what I feel towards Mikasa? It feels somewhat good, giving love as the title for Mika. No, Eren, no, think straight. Thought Eren, smacking his forehead. Maybe, just maybe, investigate how I feel and what I think when I'm near her. Yeah, that sounds like a perfect idea. Mikasa was walking down the hall with 2 lunches in her hands. As she reached Eren's room, she took a deep breath and thought to herself, okay, when I feel like it's the right time to tell Eren, I won't screw up this time. As Mikasa opens the door, she saw Eren laying down staring at the roof. I wonder what he's thinking, thought Mikasa. Mikasa took Eren's, places it on a small bed table so he can eat on the bed. Eren sits up and places the bed table on his lap. Mikasa grabs a nearby chair and sits next to Eren. It was a really awkward silence till Eren broke the silence. Hey Mikasa, thanks for bringing me my lunch and helping me recover, says Eren. It's not really a big deal, I just make sure you recover well, replies Mikasa. They both start to eat and chat. So I noticed that you left 15 minutes early to lunch, says Eren. Oh god, you noticed, says Mikasa embarrassedly. I thought he wouldn't notice, crap, I'm such an idiot. Thinks Mikasa, not feeling herself, starting to blush. Is she blushing? She looks so cute like that. Thinks Mikasa, trying to change the topic, says hey. Guess what, Jean asked me out on a date. What? A date? Jean and Mikasa. No, she can do better, please Mikasa, please tell me you thought, Eren furiously. Eren, trying to keep his jealousy and his calm, said, oh, what did you respond? Mikasa looked up at Eren and saw his furious face. Is he jealous? No, like him. Let me test this out. Thinks Mikasa. I actually couldn't give him a response, says Mikasa. Eren feel relieved. But I might be giving him one later, continues M. At this point Eren's jealously grew that you can even tell he was really jealous. He looks so cute and adorable. Well, since I got this far, why not see what else he would do? Mikasa, while still continuing. You know, I might want to give him a chance. Mikasa was interrupted when Eren grabbed her shoulder and pulled her close. They ended up low each other face to face. I can't take this. I know how I feel about her now. I need to tell her now. Thinks Eren. He pulled me close to his face. Oh god, am I blushing? I'm feeling red. Thinks Mikasa. Eren couldn't get his words out of his mouth, so he pulled her in for a kiss. This feels amazing. They both think. Mikasa felt her spot uncomfortable, so she sat on the Eren's bed and wrapped her arms around his neck. Eren saw Mikasa moving, didn't want the kiss to be separated even for a second, so he was moving around with her and he wrapped his arms around her waist. Their kiss was going on for minutes, but FO was an eternity. They didn't care about time or who was going to catch them on the act. For the first time they felt the same way as each other. Their own affection and love. They cared about each other right now. Once they both gasped for air, they both heard each other say, I love you. He loves me. Thought Mikasa. She loves me, thought Eren. Both of them didn't want to separate. Kiss, they both wanted to be like that forever. Once both of them felt their desires has been completed, they separated and hugged each other. Mikasa felt the urge to whisper, since I first saw you, Eren. Eren looks at her, kisses her on the forehead, and he returns the hug and whispers back, me too, but I never understand my feelings towards you till end. That gave Mikasa the joy and happiness. An hour passed and they were both still cuddling. Eren, it's getting late and I don't really want to go, says Mikasa. I don't want you to leave either, please Mikasa, stay with me, Eren. Mikasa nods and she lies down with Eren. Eren turns around and hugs Mikasa from the back and he whispers once again, I love you. Mikasa feeling like the happiest person in the world. The next day. Eren wakes up and looks to his right. There's nobody next to me, Eren thought as he was feeling his right side to see if there was any sign of a warm body being there. And no, couldn't be a dream. I really thought Mikasa and me. His thought was interrupted when the door was opening. It was Armin. He had a big smile on his face. Hey Eren, I go news, said Armin. Good news? What is it? Respond Eren. The doctor said you're recovering quicker than he thought, so he told me that you can finally return to fight. Explains I can return to fight? Yeah, I can return to fight the Titans since that's been my goal. But what about Mikasa? Did this really happen to us? Or was I dreaming everything? May should go see her, and his thought was interrupted by Armin's voice. Eren? Eren, did you hear me? Aren't you happy, says Armin. Eren responds, oh. Yeah, since that and everything in dash. Hey Eren, are you okay or are you feeling ill again, jokes Armin. No, I'm fine, responds Eren with a fake smile. No, what am I saying I'm not fine? Because I need to know if what I'm thinking that happened last night really did happen. With that, Eren got up and dressed to walk out Armin to the boys' cabin. As he was arriving, somebody grabbed him by the shoulders and pulled him towards them. What happened between you and Mikasa last night? Exclaimed Jean with jealousy in his eyes. What? What do you mean? Responds Eren, trying to find more information. Don't try to make a fool out of me, Jaeger. Now tell me what happened between you and Mikasa, yelled Jean. Jean was really making a scene. Because every boy in the boys' seat turned around and stopped doing what they were doing to look at the scene Jean was making. Why are you telling me this? Asked Eren while smirking. Don't you smirk at me, know what I'm saying. Mikasa never came back to the girls' cabin, argued Jean. Whoa. So you actually admit you stalked Mikasa, jokes Connie. What I don't, look, stay out of this, yells Jean at Connie. Look Jean, why do you care, Conton? Because I asked Mikasa out yesterday and she never said anything, and I was waiting for her to return back to the girls' cabin. But she never did, and as I was passing recovery room, there she is. She comes out of your room with a big smile, argues Jean. So, responds Eren. So? She told me her answer about my offer to date her, explain and, says Eren, thinking this is too good to be true. As she rejected my offer. Then she left happily, yells Jean, heartbroken to even continue. Every guy in the cabin just stares at Jean, and all you can hear from TH whispers is, oh, he got rejected so bad. I can't believe this. Mikasa and I really did kiss. We really expressed our love to each other. Thought Eren as he was quietly out of the boys' cabin to go find Mikasa. All Eren saw as he was leaving was Jean falling to his knees, and he started crying. I need to find Mikasa, thought Eren, for that was the only can think right now. 2 hours before Eren was allowed to leave, Mikasa woke up and asked to her surprise there she was laying down to the right of Eren, the boy she fell in love with many years ago. She felt his heartbeat and the warmth of H because he was still hugging her tight. Mikasa couldn't actually believe this was real life, this all felt like a dream. But she knew this wasn't a dream, but more like a miracle to he. This feels wonderful being in his arms. I can't believe this all happened yesterday, thought Mikasa as she pulled Eren's arms closer to her. I can be here for an eternity and any the years I spend in his arms, thought Mikasa. Sadly, reality hit her. But I need to leave right now so we don't get in trouble, she continued to think. As Mikasa pulled away from Eren's arms, she stands up and kisses Eren in the forehead. Happily, she opens the door and slips away. As she was about to leave, Jean bumped into, hey Mikasa, what are you doing here? Asked Jean. Oh, nothing. Just came to visit Eren, said Mikasa. Oh well. That was a long visit, huh? He responded while getting jealous tone. I guess, replied Mikasa while thinking that she will be discovered. Anyways, about my offer yesterday, do you want to go? Oh, you dash. Jean was interrupted by Mikasa answer. No Jean, I'm sorry, says Mikasa as she left with a smile on her face. Just left with her response, and she quickly went to the showers to clean herself up. As she changes and goes to do her workout routine, she was stopped by Krista, Sasha, and well, don't you look happy today? Asked Emer. Wow. Mikasa, I haven't seen you this happy before, exclaims Krista, adding a smile to her face too. Did you eat something good today? Asks Sasha. Since Mikasa trusts these girls, she tells them. No. It's Eren that made me happy, she exclaims. No way he gave you food, asks Sasha eagerly, hoping she would share food. Be a fool, Sasha, responds Emer. Yes, Sasha, it's obvious that Eren finally showed his love for Mikasa, adds Krista. Wow, really? Asks Sasha. Yeah. We kind of had our first kiss yesterday, explains Mikasa. Well, don't leave us with that, tell us more details, responds Krista. I'm glad this wasn't a dream, thinks Mikasa as she gives more details to the girls. Eren couldn't wait to find Mikasa and hug her and maybe even kiss her. I need to feel that spark, that amusement I felt when we first kissed, Eren thought as he was running in for Mikasa. And why not? I should ask her out today, thinks Eren as he was looking around. He finally found Mikasa standing in a distance along with Krista, Sasha, and Emer. Haven't really seen Mikasa this happy before. Maybe she is feeling the same way as I am, thought Eren, as he was thinking whether to approach Mikasa or let her have her MO with the girls. Wow! I can't believe that happened. I'm so happy for you, Mikasa, explains Krista. Me too, adds Sasha. Thanks, responds Mikasa, smiling and blushing a little bit. Talking of Jaeger, there he is, says Emer. Why don't you go and say hi to your boyfriend, teases Emer. Mikasa blushes. He hasn't really asked me out yet, responds Mikasa. Maybe today he will, says Krista. Yeah, Mikasa, go get him, adds Sasha. Mikasa smiles and runs to Eren. Mikasa is running to me. I can't wait, thinks Eren as he also starts to run to Mikasa. Hey girls, let's give them two lovebirds a moment, says Emer. Sure. Let's go get breakfast, Sasha, as they are walking away to the dining hall. As both Eren and Mikasa keep running, they start to speed up, until they finally get to hug each other. With all that running, both so exhausted that they fall to the ground, still hugging each other. Mikasa, I have something to tell you. Will you be my girlfriend? Asks Eren, but he gets interrupted by Mikasa answer. Yes. Eren, yes, say Mikasa eagerly as she separates from and gets up. Why? Why did she separate from the who Eren thought was interrupted when Mikasa grabs him and pulls him up for a kiss? Those sparks, they are coming, both think as they continue to kiss. Their kiss was interrupted by a person running towards them yelling their names. It was Armin, and as soon as he catched up to them, he says, wow. You guys really do love each other. Eren and Mikasa both smile. Guys, does this mean that you both are go? Armin was interrupted by Eren's answer. Yes, Armin, we are going out, answers Eren, happily grabbing Mikasa's waist and pulling her closer. Yay, I'm so happy for you both, say as he brings a smile across his face. Yeah, I know, says Eren. Hey, we should probably head over to the dining hall to get breakfast, says Armin. I wonder what will the other guys will think, says Eren. Don't worry, if they think wrong I will punch some sense into them, jokes Mikasa as she kisses Eren in the cheek. All three of them head towards the dining hall. Once they arrive at the dining hall, all of the people in there make their eyes towards the new couple holding hands. Congratulations, some people start yelling, as the three smile and continue to grab their breakfast to sit down together. Jean turns around and gives a cold look to Eren. Mikasa notices and she gives a really cold look at Jean that sends shiver through his body. Jean immediately turns around and continues to eat. Suddenly everybody starts to examine the new couple's action while they are eating. They are really showing no new action as a couple, they start to think. It's like they are not going out, people start to think. Armin notices the behavior of everybody, so he writes down a message on a piece of paper. He then hands it down to Mikasa and Eren. The note looks like they want to show. Mikasa asks Armin for his pencil and she writes down. Then we will give them one. Mikasa shows the note to Eren and Eren nods. She then hands the note to Armin. Mikasa looks over to Eren and say, Eren, I love you. Eren feeling with those words responds, I love you to Mikasa. Then suddenly Eren grabs Mikasa and kisses her. Mikasa wraps her arms around Eren's neck and she blushes. Every O at them and cheers. Jean on the other hand gets hot-boiled angry that he gets up and runs to the exit door. He then exits and slams the door really hard behind him. No one seems to notice except Marco, who runs after him. Everybody else stares and cheers for Mikasa and Eren as they continue to kiss. Jean kept walking fast to the training arena when he feels that someone grabs his shoulders and pulls him closer. Jean, thinking it was Marco, says, look Marco, leave me alone. Interrupted, because the person who grabbed him wasn't Marco, it was Annie. Look, I know you like Mikasa. And I like Eren. Maybe we both should team up to get them. Explo with an emotionless expression over her face. Annie likes Eren? This plan might as well work for me to keep Mikasa. Thinks Jean. Sure partner, responds Jean, shaking a hand. At the training arena they were working on hand-to-hand combat. So everybody got to pick their partner. Jean immediately picks Mikasa. And Mikasa, feeling bad for him, agreed, paired up with him. Eren, looking around to look for Armin to pair up, bumped into Annie. Annie, with a emotionless expression, says, "Hey Jaeger, you want to pair up?" Sure, residential Eren, since He saw that Armin had already paired up with Marco. As they started to train, Annie started to beat Eren with no efforts. This caught Mikasa's attention that she got mad that Eren was getting hurt. She was so mad that she actually punched Jean really hard in the stomach that Jean fell on his knees. Wow. Mikasa. That's a good 1 inch, says Jean, struggling for air. Once Annie saw the perfect time to act, she fell right on Eren. And they both fell down to the ground. Whoops, my bad, says Annie, smiling and getting her face closer to Eren for a kiss. Mikasa got furious when she saw what Annie is trying to do to her man. Eren, realizing that getting close for a kiss, rolls over, making Annie fall off him and landing her face to the ground. Eren stand up and let out a breath of relief. That was too close. Does Annie have me? Thought Eren. Damn it. She failed, thinks Jean, as he was getting up from his knees. Damn it. I was so close to kiss him and now I am kissing the floor. Thinks Annie angrily. Annie got up and towards Eren. She then grabs him and pulls him closer for a kiss. Again Eren thought quick and he broke from her strength and he walked away. Annie immediately gets angry and yells, "Am I not good enough for you, Jaeger? You don't like me? What does Mikasa have that I don't?" Eren walks to Annie and his answer. Mikasa has everything you don't. With that, Annie loses her temper and she punches Eren right in the face as she was about to use one of her moves on him. She tapped on her shoulder. When she turned around, Mikasa punched the hell out of Annie, making her do a backflip and land on the floor. You heard him, Annie, I have everything that you don't. Which have more strength than you, explains Mikasa. Armin taps Annie to see if she is conscious. Mikasa, I don't think she heard you, explains Armin. Everybody in the training arena watched the whole scene and they all whispered, "Damn, Mikasa punched Annie unconscious." What happened, says Eren, struggling to Eren, exclaims Mikasa while trying to get him up. Eren's eyes widened when he saw Annie on the floor. And Mikasa? Did you do this, asks Eren, looking at Mikasa. I told you people go against our love, I will punch some sense into them, jokes Mikasa. Annie wakes up. What happened? Where am I? Thinks Annie, having no idea where she is. Then it hit her, am I in a recovery room? Annie tries to sit up but she feels a knot in every part of her body. Damn, what happened to me? She thinks until the door opens. It was Jean. How are you doing, asks Jean. What do you mean? Jean, what happened me, exclaims Annie. Jean then finish explaining every detail that happened from the start to now. Mikasa did this. That. Annie's thought was interrupted by Jean. Hey, so do you still want tea with the plan or you rather no, says Jean, but he soon was interrupted. No. I won't give up to Mikasa Ackerman. Eren Jaeger is my man, yells Annie. Keep it down, would you? Look, what we have to do is use plan B as soon as you recover and then maybe we will win, explains Jean. Sure, we will use your plan B. I will use MB. Thought Annie while she answered, yeah, let's go with that. Jean smiles and he decides to help Annie so she can recover soon. At the dining hall, everyone is talking about how Mikasa punched the hell out of Annie, or don't ever mess with Mikasa and Eren, or wow, Eren/Mikasa is lucky to go out with Mikasa Eren. Mikasa and Armin started to ignore the whispers and commentary. As soon as Eren and Mikasa finished eating, they both left to walk around camp. Armin was invited to see along with, but he decided to stay behind and to talk to Marco. But really he didn't want to be a third wheel. As Eren and Mikasa was walking around camp holding hands, they started to chat. Eren, I can't really believe this is real life, like me and you dating, says Mikasa. I never thought that I would ever be the luckiest man on earth to have the world's most beautiful woman, replies Eren. This immediately made Mikasa blush that she started to her scarf to cover herself. Eren then sees Mikasa reaching for her red scarf he had given her. He grabs it, wraps it around his neck, and starts to tease her. This scarf look good, would it be rude of me to take it back? Teased Eren. Well, you can't have it, exclaims Mikasa, trying to reach for her scarf. Well, if you want it so bad, why don't you come and get it? Teased Eren. With that, Eren started to run away from Mikasa. Eren, yells Mikasa, running after her. Soon enough, started to look like two little kids running back and forth. Once Eren got tired of running, he used his last energy to run towards a bench under a cherry blossom tree. Eren sat down and started to keep teasing Mikasa as she ran towards him. Eren was waiting for Mikasa to snatch the red scarf off his neck and wrap it around her neck, as she always do when they were kids. But not this time. This time she sat next to Eren, she grabbed the red scarf and she wrapped it around both of their necks. So they were now each other. Eren looks at her surprised and he starts to blush hard. Feels warm, doesn't it? Says Mikasa. Why yes it does, stutters Eren as he feels that he is getting hotter. Such beauty in one human being. That beautiful black hair, those shiny eyes that makes you have a warm feeling when they stare right at you, thought Eren. Haha, Eren is blush hard. That's so cute. I knew I can make him blush really hard. Now it's my turn to play. Thought Mikasa. Mikasa acted like she was going in for a kiss. But as soon that their lip about to touch, she pulled away from the kiss. She then grabbed the red scarf off of Eren and wrapped around her neck. What? She didn't kiss me? Thought Eren, who was desperately waiting for the kiss. If you want a kiss, catch me, said Mikasa as she and Eren started to run around the cherry blossom tree. Mikasa was now near the other end of the tree watching Eren, who was standing near the okay, if he moves left I move right. If he moves right then I move left. Mikasa's though was interrupted when she saw Eren, who was still blushing red, jumping over the bench and her by the hands. He then uses all his strength to push her arms towards the tree. I won, says Eren, who was desperately hungry for a kiss. And, teased Mikasa. I won, which means I get a prize, responds Eren. Eren lets go of Mikasa's arms and he gets close to her face. Mikasa, still trying to be a teaser, grabs her red scarf and wraps it around Eren's neck. Wrap yourself in the scarf too, commands Eren. Now Mikasa and Eren are back how they started, both in the scarf facing each other. Warm, isn't it? Asks Eren. Nee blushes. Great, now we're both blushing, thinks Mikasa. Eren stares at her eyes and whispers something that Mikasa couldn't understand. What was that, Eren? Asks Mikasa. You want me to yell it? Responds Eren, looking at her. I sure, replies Mikasa, not knowing if he is going to yell something nice or bad. Eren then says, I don't feel comfortable yelling it like this. So, asks Mikasa. You have to help me, explains Eren. Okay, answers Mikasa. Once Eren heard her response, he immediately grabbed her legs and picked her up, so now he was carrying her as if they newly wedding couple. Mikasa, realizing what Eren was doing, blushed really hard. Eren then started to yell. Eren Yeager vows to love and keep Mikasa Ackerman how the day we part from this world. Eren, responds Mikasa as she grabs his neck and pulls him close for a kiss. With that, Eren's strength was getting weaker because the sparks were coming in from the kiss he immediately ran to, while carrying and kissing Mikasa, to the bench, and there, since Mikasa was feeling the spark from the kiss too, the same spark they both felt from their first kiss. She didn't want to separate from the kiss, so instead of sitting beside Zed, was sitting on Eren's lap. I love her with all my might, nothing can be stronger than our love, Eren thought. This feeling is love of a person I love, thought Mikasa. Both of them were stayed blushing red hot. But it never mattered to them. It will never matter to them as long as they have each other. This spark they felt is a wonderful feeling they both enjoy. It's least somebody made a firework go on in them while they were kissing. The firework would be shot from the brain and land in their hearts. As soon as they both stopped kissing, they looked into each other. Soon enough they were laying on the bench under the cherry blossom tree. Every time we kiss it's like we be kissed for the first time, they both thought. They both love being by each other's side. But like always, reality hit and they had to say their goodbyes and go to their separate ways. Eren walked Mikasa to the girls' cabin. And there they kissed goodbye. As Eren was walking to the boys' cabin, he was passing the recovery hospital. He decided to pay Annie a visit. Annie was thinking of how she was going to start her plan until she heard a knock on her door and it opened. "Jean," she said. "No, it's me, Eren. Can I come in?" says Eren. "Can't. Will Eren tell me he loves me? Will he kiss me today?" thought Annie as she answered, "Yes, Jaeger, you may come in." Eren came in and shut the door behind him. "Come sit next to me," said Annie. "No, I'm all right standing," responded Eren. "Oh, at least stand beside me," offered Annie. "No. I'm all right where I am," replied Eren. Annie was beginning to lose her temper, so she said, "Then why the hell did you come to see me?" Eren stayed quiet. Annie was now going to lose all her temper, so she was yelled, "Are you going to ANSWE-?" Eren interrupted her and said, "I'm just here to let you know that Mikasa's love and mine is much stronger than you." With that, Eren turned and left. He already walked out and headed to the boys' cabin. "This is perfect, great job, Annie," thought Jean. Jean then bumped into Sasha. Sasha looked and stared at Jean, who was whole lunch still. "Are you going to eat that?" asked Sasha. "You can have it if you are willing to do a favor for me," explains Jean. "Anything," says Sasha, still staring at Jean's lunch. The next day. No. This can't be. Eren will never do this to me, he made a vow yesterday, thought Mikasa as she was walking towards Eren, who was sitting near under the cherry blossom tree. As soon as she was in front of Eren, she had a cold look in her face. This is weird. Yesterday Mikasa is happy, now why does she have a cold face? Thought Eren as stands up to hug Mikasa. Mikasa pushed him away and it made Eren sit back down. Clenching her teeth and fist, she asks him, "Yesterday after you let me at the girls' cabin, did you go see Annie?" Confused Eren responds, "Yes." With that, Mikasa slaps Eren right across the face, which makes him fall off the bench. "Ow, Mikasa? What the heck?" says Eren, but he was soon in by Mikasa. What? Do you expect me to do, Eren? Give you a kiss for going and paying a visit to Annie? Aren't you satisfied with one girlfriend? Are you playing me?" yells Mikasa. "What? Do you really think I went to ask out Annie? I made a vow to you and you still thin." Eren was once interrupted again. "Oh yeah, that's stupid you made up. You broke it. Sasha told me the whole thing. She said she saw you go in Annie's recovery room and she heard you kissing her and a skin out and making the same vow to her," yells Mikasa, who was getting really angry that tears are running down her cheek. Sasha was passing by and she saw Mikasa arguing with Eren. Sasha was hoping to pass by them to get to the dining hall without them noticing her. But she hoped too much, so enough she was grabbed by Mikasa and dragged towards Eren. "Sasha, tell him what you heard him do and say to Annie," commanded Mikasa. "No, please Sasha, tell her the truth," pleaded Eren, who started to go down on his knees and cry. Said Sasha. "I can't go on like this. Why am I ruining this perfect food? No more lying, I'm going to say the truth," thought Sasha as she burst out crying and explaining. Mikasa, after hearing the truth and how Jean convinced Sasha to lie to started to feel guilty because she slapped Eren for no reason. Mikasa was about to turn and apologize to Eren, but as soon as she turned around she saw him running towards tea hall. Eren, filled with anger, ran toward Jean, who was sitting down talking and eating like nothing ever happened. Eren grabbed Jean by the collar and pushed him to the ground. Eren on him and started to throw punches. Everybody was staring and yelling, "Fight, fight, fight." Jean pushed Eren off and was about to throw a punch to him when he felt that Sam grabbed his hand. He turned to see who it was and he saw Mikasa was standing and holding her own fist targeting right towards him. Mikasa was distracting Jean from punching Eren. As Eren stands up, he pulled his leg far away and kicked Jean unconscious. Jean fell. With that, Mikasa ran to Eren and hugged started to cry and apologizing to him. Eren never likes Mikasa being like this, so he picks her up and he takes her outside near the cherry blossom tree. Everybody in the dining confused toward what just happened. Mikasa couldn't stop crying and apologizing. So Eren grabs her tight and sits her under the cherry blossom tree. Mikasa Eren says softly into her ear. "I'm sorry Eren, I'm sorry, replies Mikasa. Mikasa Eren again says softly into her ear. "Why yes." Mikasa replies, still crying. "Can you hear my heartbeat?" asks Eren. "Why yes b but w does tft to d do w with me?" asks Mikasa. Eren softly whispers in her ear. "As long as my heart beats for you, my vow will never be broken." That immediately makes me kiss down. She finally gets the nerves to look up to Eren, who's looking down to her. "Did you hear me?" asks Eren. "Why yes," replies Mikasa. "Good," says Eren, going down for a small K. Mikasa now is completely calmed down and she breaks the kiss and asks, "If Annie ever gets to kiss you, would you lose feeling towards M-?" Mikasa was interrupted by Eren's aunt's, "Annie ever kissed me, I would never lose feeling for you, because why would I want to lose my hopes and dreams? Why would I want to lose my other half? And why would I want the only reason to live on?" Mikasa finds herself satisfied with his answer. "Then let's go eat breakfast," suggests Mikasa. The next day, Jean wakes up and finds Marco looking at him. "How are you feeling, buddy?" asks Marco. Fine, replies Jean. "That's good, I can't believe Jaeger did this to you," jokes Mark. "Jaeger did this to me. I swear that I would get my revenge on you, Jaeger, I swear." Soon enough somebody told on Eren what he did to Jean. So as discipline he had to do what the potato girl had to do on the first day. To run till he's about to die. This includes lunch and dinner. Mikasa was there sitting on the bench under the cherry blossom tree watching Eren run and run. Soon enough Armin and Krista came to convince Mikasa to lunch, but she wouldn't agree to go. Mikasa would just sit there and watch Eren run. As nice as Armin and Krista are, they would bring food for their friends, so they can eat when Eren would stop running. Soon enough night fell and Eren was running till he collapsed to ground. Quickly Mikasa ran and gave Eren food and water. Eren ate and fell unconscious. Armin and Mikasa took Eren to the boys' cabin and laid him down his bed. Oh. Mikasa, if you want some time alone with Eren here, feel free. Beck, the boys are going out in town for the carnival they are having, explains Connie. Mikasa nods and the boys leave. Mikasa looks at Eren and kisses his forehead. To her surprise, Eren barely made out the energy to tell her, "Lay down beside me please, Mikasa." Mikasa, without even thinking, laid down to the right of Eren. Eren covered her blanket and hugged her. "Warm, isn't it?" said Eren. "Yes," replied Mikasa. Soon enough she fell asleep with Eren. The next day, Mikasa heard a familiar voice. It was Eren's voice. Mikasa rubbed her eyes and looked at Eren. "Yeah," replied Mikasa. "Good morning, beautiful," says he, a smile across his face. He then kisses Mikasa in the forehead. Mikasa looks around. "Hey, where are the other guys?" asks Mikasa, still rubbing her eyes. "They had a campfire, and they fell asleep there. They told me they wanted us to have privacy," explains Eren. "Well, they're nice," replies Mikasa. "Yeah, they are," adds Eren. "Well, anyways, I'm going to clean up, okay?" says Mikasa as she was standing up and going out the door. "Mikasa?" "Eren." "Yeah," replies Mikasa. "So does this mean no kiss goodbye?" joked Eren. Fine, teased Mikasa as she walked back and gave Eren a small kiss. "Love you," joked Eren. Once she cleaned up, she walked out and bumped into Annie, who just ignored Mikasa like if she wasn't even there. "I bet she doesn't want me to teach her a lesson no more though," Mikasa as she was walking out. "You know, I could have knocked you out myself right here right now, but I chose not to because I don't want to get kicked out for violence," said. "Really? Sounds like excuses to me," said Mikasa as she smirked and walked away. "What nerve she has to taunt me. I will show her one day," thought Annie as she started to take a shower. As Eren came out of the boys' shower room, he bumped into Armin. "So how it going with Mikasa?" asks Armin. "It's going really well," replies Eren. "Really? I wish I had that S with my crush," said Armin. Who's your crush? Teased Eren. Annie, replied Armin. That brought a cold chill over Eren. Oh well, I hope you get her someday, replies Eren. The buddy, now if you excuse me, I'm going to get myself cleaned up, replies Armin, leaving with a smile across his face. Whoa, I can't believe Armin is in love with Annie, thought Eren. I should tell Mikasa this, thought Eren as he ran to the dining hall. Eren sits down at a table and waits for Mikasa. Armin likes Annie, huh? I hope that this won't matter to Mikasa, thought Eren as he felt somebody sitting next to him. Without tea, Eren turns around and says, "Hey Mikasa." Eren then realized the person who sat next to him wasn't Mikasa. Captain Levi? Thought Eren as he stood up and saluted. Jaeger Komi, commanded Levi. Eren answered, Sir, I'm kind of waiting for Sumio dash. Did I give you a choice? Commanded Levi as he stood up and pulled Eren by the collar. No sir, Eren, surprised in what just happened. As Levi pulled Eren out of the dining hall. Levi pushed Eren near the bench under the cherry blossom tree. Sir, what are we doing? Her dash. Eren was interrupted by Levi's command. You see this, exclaimed Levi as he grabbed Eren by the head and shoved his face on the bench, which had a footprint. Why yes, sir, replied Eren. You did this so CLE we don't keep dirt on this bench, commanded Levi. Now grab the cleaning supplies and you will rake the leaves on the ground. You would repaint the bench perfectly, and why trim the tree so it will look perfect. You got that, Jaeger, commanded Levi. Why yes, sir, replied Eren as he ran to get the supplies he needed. Mikasa entered the dining hall and looked around the room for Eren. But something caught her attention. There was one table with a tray of food on it. Mikasa went and investigated this Eren's lunch, and where could he have gone? Mikasa thoughts were interrupted by someone speaking to her. If you're wondering where your boyfriend is, he is near the cherry blossom tree cleaning up the place, explained Ymir. Is he doing that for us? But Mikasa's thoughts were interrupted when Krista added, it also looks that Captain Levi is him clean. Of course that little captain always hates Eren and his guts, thought Mikasa while replying, thanks for telling me. Mikasa then grabbed Eren's breakfast and went out the door. Mikasa reached over there. Eren had already finished his chore. And Captain Levi gave him a satisfying nod and walked away. God, what a chore I had to do. I wonder if Mika Eren T was interrupted when he saw Mikasa walking towards him with his breakfast. Here, says Mikasa, handing his food. Thanks, replied Eren, starting to break his bread in half. Mick looked around the area. She saw that Eren painted the bench clear white and he trimmed the tree into a complete circle-like or oval-like. Wow, said Mikasa. Beautiful, huh? Asked Eren. Yeah, very, replied Mikasa. I guess this chore was really worth it, added Eren. Mikasa loved the view of the tree and she couldn't her eyes off of it. Eren smiled and gave a small laugh. It's beautiful just like you now, said Eren. That made Mikasa blush. Oh, Eren, stop making me blush so randomly, teased. They both sat on the bench and shared their breakfast. Training hour came and this time, things were getting heated up. Alright, pick your hand-to-hand combat partner, commanded Levi. Everybody chose their partners quick, leaving Eren, Mikasa, Jean and Annie alone. Everybody was focusing to will choose who. There was an awkward silence. Let's make this interesting, shall we, said Levi. Leonhardt, pair up with Ackerman, and Kirstein pair up with Jaeger, commanded Elle, smirking. Annie began to do her fighting position while saying, I won't go easy on you, Ackerman. Mikasa smirked and replied, finally, I was really looking forward for a real challenge. Jae looked at Eren and said, focus, Jaeger, I won't go down easily. Eren looked at Jean and said, me neither. Me neither. Everybody in the training arena didn't want to take their the four of them. Levi also wanted to see a real show, so he said, ready, set, fight. I'm tired of you trying to keep Eren to yourself, yelled Annie while sending a kick towards Mikasa's face. Mikasa dodged and sent a fist flying for Annie's stomach. I'm not keeping Eren. Eren decided to keep me. Annie saw the punch coming, so she dodged to the left and decided to send a kick to trip Mikasa. Liar, yelled Annie. Mikasa jumped Annie's trip and she charged towards Annie, sending another punch, but towards her face. Focus, Jaeger, yelled Jean, sending a punch to Eren's face. I am, but I hope you focus too, yelled Eren, dodging the punch and sending a push to Jean. Jean trips over an Eren. Mikasa deserves better than you. She deserves someone like me, yelled Jean as he kicked Eren backwards. Jean, don't be stupid, Mikasa well deserves someone better than you, she's not that worthless, yelled Eren as he grabs his balance and jumps to tackle Jean to the floor. Eren. You deserve to die alone, why as he sends a punch to Eren's stomach. Eren was so distracted by Jean's voice that he took the punch in his guts. Says the one who lost the girl he loves to the guy loner, yells Eren while sending several punches to Jean's face. Annie trips Mikasa, but before Mikasa tripped, she grabbed Annie's arm and pulled her down with her. Why Mikasa, why did you take Eren away from me, yelled Annie who was falling with Mikasa to the ground. Because Eren is not into weaklings like you, yelled Mikasa as she grabs Annie by the collar and throw her head into the floor. Agi, seeing what Mikasa just did, decided to do the same thing. Filled with anger, Eren grabs Jean by the collar and throws his head into the ground with all his force. That's enough, yelled Captain Levi as he commanded two people to hold Eren and Mikasa back. Take Leonhardt and Kirstein to the punchable chamber. As for Ja and Ackerman, take them to my office. Now, commanded Levi. Mikasa and Eren were sitting on their knees looking at Captain Levi. You guys were supposed to train, not open the skulls of your partner, yelled Levi. I have no excuses, sir, says Mikasa. But sir, I do have an excuse, it's just the dash. Eren couldn't continue what he was saying because kicked him across the face, making Eren fall backwards. Eren, yelled Mikasa as she tried to pick him up. Levi grabbed Mikasa by the collar and pushed her across the room. No, don't help him, Ackerman, commanded Levi. Mikasa and Levi looked at Eren and grabbed him by the collar. Do you have an excuse, asked Levi. Eren couldn't finish replying because Levi punched him in the face. Jaeger, do you have an excuse, yelled Levi. And no sir, replied Eren. Good, now the two of you as punishment will have to do everybody's chores tomorrow, so you will barely have time to be together. Yes sir, replied Eren and Mikasa. Now get out of my office, commanded Levi. The next day. Eren and Mikasa rarely saw each other in breakfast or any time sooner. This is the worst punishment I can ever get. Not being able to see Mikasa. Thought Eren as he began tea part of the chores. Eren. Are you doing alright? Are you missing me? Just like I'm missing you? Thought Mikasa as she was finishing washing the dishes. Mikasa took the apron, went directly at her next chore destination. Eren finished repainting the guy's cabin, so he was moving on to paint the girl's cabin. Dinner came, so Eren headed quickly to the dining hall hoping he would see Mikasa. Since he had finished his chores. Would it be that I would finally see Mikasa right now? Though as he looked around the dining hall, sure enough, there was Mikasa sitting with Armin. Mikasa looked up to the dining hall's door and she saw Eren. Their eyes both sparkled with Eren was about to walk to Mikasa. Captain Levi grabbed Eren lunch and ordered him to go eat outside and to go finish one last chore. That little ug, I was so close to be with Eren for today. Thought Mikasa furiously. Go get him, said Armin. Huh? Asked Mikasa. Look Mikasa, you guys deserve to see each off, will make a distraction while you sneak out and see Eren, explained Armin. Thanks Armin, you're the best, said Mikasa as she hugged him. Armin's plan was about him pretend flirt with Krista to make Ymir jealous. Of course he knew the consequences, but he will do anything for his best friends. Sure enough, the plan worked. Ymir was getting jealous and everybody was staring to see what Ymir will do to Armin. The plan was working so well that it even caught Levi's attention. Mikasa then took off and found Eren under the cherry blossom tree. Mikasa was so excited to be with Eren they yelled his name and ran towards him. Me Mikasa. Thought Eren as he stood up from the bench and opened his arms wide. Mikasa jumped into his arms, making him fall back to tea. She then looked at his sparkling kind eyes and smiled. Mikasa. I'm glad you're here, said Eren as he wrapped his arms around her waist. She don't talk, said Mikasa as she leaned in for a kiss. As Eren and Mikasa pulled away from the kiss, they hugged each other tight because they couldn't stand waiting for each other's warmth to be approached. Eren and Mikasa sat down on the bench and they started to chat. Mikasa about Armin and his crush on Annie. Eren got interrupted. I know where you're going with this, said Mikasa. You do? Eren. Yes, Eren, I know you want to help him and Annie get together, continued Mikasa. How did you know? Asked Eren. Eren, I've been knowing you for quite a while. I think when you want to help your best friend, said Mikasa, smiling. So does this mean you're going to help me? Asked Eren. Sorry, Eren, I can't because I know that if I get close to Annie, I'm going to lose it again, replied Mikasa. Oh, sighed Eren. Hey guys, I'm really flattered you want to help me. But I want to win Annie by myself, said Armin, walking towards them. Hey Armin, said Eren. When did you get here? You have a black eye, continued Eren. Oh, this? I got this by Emer. It was part of my plan to make a commotion so you and Mikasa can see each other, said Armin, slightly trying to show a smile. But don't worry, I'm fine, said Armin, having a smile on his face. This happened to you because of us, said Eren. Yeah. Eren, I told you to not worry about it. I'm okay, Armin continued. Well, anyways, I'm going to pay someone a visit. See you with that. Armin ran up to the infirmary building. Okay, replied Eren as he saw his blonde friend run away. Eren just stood there for a while thinking how things have changed these years. Eren? Mikasa broke the silence. Yes? Mikasa, replied Eren. Don't worry about him. He knows what he's doing, said Mikasa while hugging Eren from behind. Eren grabbed her hands and twirled her around. Hey! Do you want to see something? Asked Eren while looking at Mikasa's eyes. Sure, replied Mikasa, confused. With that, Eren's eyes lighted up and took Mikasa's hand and pulled her towards a path through the forest. This feeling. It feels like been this before. Mikasa thought as she was being pulled by Eren. Eren used to do this when we were little. He used to have excitement like this when he was taking me somewhere. This feels nice. Mikasa's thoughts were then interrupted by Eren's voice. Mikasa? Why are you crying? Replied Mikasa as she felt a fresh tear going down her cheeks. Pulling you too hard? Asked Eren, worried. And no, it's just that there was a long pause. I feel loved again by you, Eren. I guess I'm happy that you're happily dragging me around like you used to do when we were young, said Mikasa as another happy tear rolls down cheek. Mikasa, said Eren with caring eyes as he brushed off a strain of hair off her face. Now that we are together, I would happily drag you around with me forever, said he, raised her chin and placed a small kiss on her lips. Mikasa blushed and pressed back at Eren's lips. Not yet, Mikasa, I still want to take you somewhere, said Eren as he took Mick back style through the path again. Armin was nervous, really nervous. What if she doesn't have feelings for me? Man, stupid me trying to win my crush when I just found out she has a crush on my best friend. AR thought as he kept walking down the hall till he found Annie's door. Well, I'm already here, no time backing out. Armin reaches for the door and opens it. Annie was on still unconscious. Oh, whispers Armin. As he looks down at his crush. Armin whispers, Annie. I know you can't hear me. But. Annie, I have feelings for you and I know you won't ever give me those feelings back. But I just want you to give chance and. You will see that my love is true for you. Annie. Please. Armin takes one of his hand and slowly touches Annie's face. So soft, whispers Armin. Armin then looks Annie's lips and sighs, I wish I can give you a kiss. So you can be awake. Armin then bends down and lifts Annie's chin and gently places a kiss on her. Annie, I wish. I wish then couldn't continue. He got up and walked out the door wondering if Annie will ever feel the same. Meanwhile, Eren and Mikasa came to their destination. Mikasa got off Eren's back and looked at a beautiful view. In amazement, Mikasa said, Whoa dash. Eren looked at his beautiful girlfriend and smiled. Eren took Mikasa on top of a mountain with a beautiful view. To the left there was a shiny waterfall with flower petals. To the right was a wonderful green with different kind of flowers and small animals. But the most impressive view was the middle part where the sun was saying its goodbyes till the next day. A perfect sunset Colorado over the green grass. And it blended very well with the waterfall's color. Mikasa was in shock. She couldn't believe this view was so beautiful. Eren chuckled softly and said, "It's beautiful, huh?" Mikasa nodded and took his hand and pulled him closer to her. Eren could feel her breath. "Damn it, I think I'm blushing. Why do you always do this to me? But in the other hand, I do enjoy this feeling," Eren thought as he looked at Mikasa with his shining emerald eyes. "Eren," said Mikasa as she got closer to Shu. "Don't speak, just show," said Eren as he gently grabbed Mikasa's chin and pulled her closer for a kiss. Mikasa wrapped her arms around his neck and started to kiss back. Grabbed Mikasa's waist and pulled her closer. They finally pulled away and gasped for air. "Thank you, Eren. For loving me. For giving me a home. For teaching me to be brave, most important. For giving me this scarf," said Mikasa as she grabbed her scarf and buried her face into the scarf. Eren blushed and he bends down on one knee. Mikasa watched every action. He then took her hand and stared into her eyes. He cleared his throat and said, Mikasa. After this is all over, promise me that without any doubt you will." Eren. "I don't know, but you always make me so happy," thought Mikasa as her eyes grew of tears of joy. She jumped on Eren, making him fall backwards, and she kissed him. Then moved by his ear and whispered, "I promise, Eren. I love you." Eren felt a new tear rolling down his cheek. "Mikasa," Eren said gently as he grabbed her face and kissed her. A couple of minutes later, Eren and Mikasa walked back to the scout regiment's castle, hand in hand. "Eren." "Mikasa," the couple turned around, seeing their best friend Armin at them. "Armin," said Eren. "Armin, what's wrong?" asked Mikasa. Armin gasped for air and then said, "See, Corporal Levi is looking for you too." "What does that shorty need know?" thought Mikasa as she continued to hear Armin out. Along with Commander Erwin and Hanji," said Armin as he was still trying to gasp for air. "Why?" asked Eren. "I don't know, just told me to tell you guys to meet them in the corporal's office," responded Armin. "I guess we should get going." "See you later, Armin," said Eren as he pulled Mikasa's hand, taking her along with him. "Oh, okay," said Armin as he walked off to another direction. Mikasa arrived at their destination. They knocked and they heard a "Come in, brats." Eren went inside first and pulled his girlfriend inside. Hanji saw them holding hands and she lightly. Commander Erwin just gave a slight nod. And Levi rolled his eyes and gave a slight tch. There was silence for a moment, then Erwin broke it. "Eren Yeager and Mikasa Ackerman." "Yes, sir," the two replied as they saluted. "Do you know why we called you here?" Eren nodded no and Mikasa responded, "We have no idea, sir." Erwin walked CLO2 saluting soldiers and continued, "We have received news that you two have become an item, so congratulations, but you two do know that we are going outside the walls and weak." Where is he going with this? They both thought. "We want to make sure you both give it your best out there. And we don't want you guys to have distractions during by that we mean while you are in war out there. Please do forget that you two are a couple." "Wait, what?" blurted out Eren. "Shut up, brat, and listen," responded Levi quickly as he got up and slowly walked to Eren. "There is no necessary for violence," said Mikasa as she Eren behind her and looked at Levi with furious eyes. "I will take care of him myself," continued Mikasa. Hanji then grabbed Levi by the shoulder and pulled him back. Levi just g another slight tch and turned around and sat down while shining his gear. "Ackerman, this is why we are requesting this. You worry too much about Yeager when you're supposed on your own life," said Commander Erwin. "Especially in battle," added Hanji. "The summary of this, brats, is that forget about you lovey-dovey shit during war and just focus on team mission, so don't start doing shit your way in war and focus not in each other or your love, just in our mission. You got that, brats?" Eren sighed and responded, "Yes, sir." Mikasa nodded, still looking furiously at Levi. "Thanks for your reasoning and understanding, Yeager. Ackerman, you may leave now," said Commander Erwin as he opened the door. Mikasa and Eren saluted and walked OU door. "Tch, brats," cursed Levi under his breath. "What?" "I think they are adorable," exclaimed Hanji. Erwin just nodded and continued, "We cannot allow our soldiers to die in vain and weak." Hanji and Levi looked up to Erwin and nodded in agreement. That's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this part. If you want more, like this video, hit that notification bell, and maybe even give a comment on your thoughts on the video. With that being said, I'll see you all in the next part.